Okay, welcome back to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
So today we're digging into some recent horoscopes, daily, weekly ones.
Right.
We pulled readings for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo.
Yeah, sure.
And, the goal isn't really to say this is exactly what's going to happen. It's more exploring.
Yeah, definitely not predicting the future. More like looking for potential themes, maybe some interesting ideas about love, career, health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Themes. This is stuff that might spark some self-reflection, useful ideas maybe, even if you aren't, super into Zodiac.
Right. Just seeing what resonates.
Okay, so let's jump in with Aries. For love, the big thing seems to be emotional honesty.
Honesty.
Yeah, clear communication is really pushed to make bonds stronger. And they specifically say, avoid assumptions.
That's interesting. It sort of suggests maybe things could get tangled up easily if you're not direct.
Yeah.
Like unspoken stuff causing issues.
Yeah, could be. So being upfront is the way to go, apparently.
Seems like it.
Okay, career for Aries. Leadership pops up. Opportunities there.
Aries taking charge. Makes sense.
But there's a catch. They stress being open to the team's ideas. It's not just about being the boss.
Right. So initiative is good, but you got to collaborate too. Leading by influence, not just authority.
Exactly. And then Aries health. It's all about balance. High energy is great, but you need rest too. And mindfulness.
That pairing's important. Suggests maybe a risk of burning out if they push too hard without that downtime.
And the mindfulness part. Maybe about listening to your body.
Yeah, checking in mentally as well as physically.
Okay, moving on to Taurus. Love life here. Seems focused on the past, reflecting on old patterns.
Past patterns. And healing, building trust.
Right. What do you think is behind that?
Could be a time for Taurus to, deal with the old baggage, stuff that might be messing with current relationships. So maybe focusing on being vulnerable, rebuilding confidence.
Makes sense. Career-wise for Taurus, the advice is stay grounded, pay attention to the details, and a warning, don't make impulsive decisions.
So slow and steady wins the race here. Focus on the practical stuff, avoid big risks.
Seems like it. Stability is the key.
And health for Taurus?
Relaxation techniques, keeping a balanced routine.
So reinforcing that groundedness theme. Inner calm, predictability, good for body and mind.
Yeah, it all seems to connect. Okay, Gemini, love for Geminis, compromise, and open communication.
Compromise and communication. Sounds like standard relationship advice, but maybe especially important now.
Yeah, maybe. They say it's key for, deeper understanding, harmony, that give and take.
Right. Both people needing to talk and listen, finding that middle ground.
And career for Gemini, adaptability, collaboration, working well in teams.
So being flexible, good skills if things are changing at work maybe, success tied to the group effort.
Seems that way. Gemini health, balance work and rest again. But also finding rejuvenating activities.
Right, so actively doing things to recharge your batteries, not just stopping work, but doing something restorative.
Yeah, for mental and physical energy.
Good advice.
Okay, Cancer, love life. Patience is the word. Let things unfold naturally.
Patience. So don't rush it.
Exactly. Trying to force things might backfire. Just let it grow.
Leads to stronger bonds maybe in the long run?
Could be. Career for Cancer, discipline, sticking to routines, following the rules.
Structure. Why the emphasis there, you think?
Maybe things are a bit challenging professionally, so falling back on what's established provides stability, consistent effort.
Okay. And Cancer health.
Consistent daily routine again, for emotional and physical stability.
That makes sense. Predictability can be really calming, right? Creates a sense of security.
Definitely. Finally, Leo, love life. Timing is important when expressing feelings.
Yeah.
And don't be hasty.
Timing. Interesting. So think before you speak or act in matters of the heart.
Yeah, impulsiveness might not work out well here. Need some thoughtfulness.
Got it. Leo's career.
Careful financial planning. Avoid impulsive spending. Aim for long-term stability.
So a focus on being sensible with money. Practicality over instant gratification.
Seems to be the theme. And Leo health. Regular exercise and mindfulness again.
Yeah.
But framed as, ongoing habits.
Right. Not just a one-off thing. Consistent self-care for well-being, handling stress, resilience.
So looking back across all these signs, some common threads are definitely popping up.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Communication in relationships keeps coming back.
Totally. And this idea of balance.
Yeah.
Work and rest, activity and calm, spending and saving.
And just being mindful, self-aware, that seems woven through a lot of it.
Absolutely. Even though this comes from horoscopes, these core ideas, good communication, finding balance, self-reflection, they're pretty universal, aren't they?
Yeah, they apply regardless of your sign, really. Just good life principles.
So that leads to our final thought for you listening. Forget the signs for a second. Which of these themes we talked about, communication, balance, self-awareness, which one feels most relevant to you right now?
Hmm.
And maybe think about how you could apply some of these general ideas, not like a prediction, but just as areas to pay a bit more attention to in your own life.
Yeah. Just something to consider.